Hello. Now, you heard me say lots of times that nothing that you think or say or do is happening in a vacuum. And you have also heard me talk about the importance of a sense of self, a strong sense of self. One of the things that is supporting you in creating a strong sense of self and is supporting you seeing through all the delusions that you have about who you are, it is actually self-care. And I know again that now there's lots of radical non-dualities that are sitting and choking on the coffee. When I say self-care, they hear the word self, and then all communication stops. But please hear me out. Self-care for the non-self is where you make sure that this biopsychological, emotional bundle of chemistry is taken care of in a way that is healthy. Not brushing your teeth is unkind. Imagine it was a child and you didn't want to brush their teeth. That's unkind. If that is unkind to not brushing your teeth on a child, it's equally unkind not doing it to you. And you can basically do that. Self-care is all the things that you would do if you had a child next to you. You would make sure that they had proper food to eat, that they got in bed in proper time, that they went to the dentist, that they had financial security, that they had emotional security, spiritual security, that they had, a creative outlet. You would make sure that your child had all that, right? So why don't you do that for you? Why is it heresy to talk about self-care for the non-self? Why is that taboo? It's because you're making something out of nothing. It's because that there is a trauma response to when I'm talking about it, and that is so uncomfortable that you rather want to bypass than really look into the need that is there. So make sure that you go to the third fetter, where we talk about self-care for the non-self. That is where we work with that. Make sure that you meet those needs that you have without any judgment. If there is judgment happening, then look into that voice that is telling you that there's something wrong with having the need for physical touch. We do. We need physical touch. It's why we this year in 2025 put so much emphasis on the move into awakening part of this, where we embody everything that we talk about. You can calm yourself by touching yourself. So caress your hand, squeeze your thighs. You can just sit and try that now. Just squeezing your thighs, having that physical touch on your body, downregulates your nervous system. And if you're just a bundle of causes and conditions, right? If it's just biochemistry reacting in the world and there is no I here at all, wouldn't you want to calm that down so it can be in the present moment and something is happening, and instead of judging what is happening or reacting like you have been taught to react, instead you have a surplus and you can actually be in this moment with a surplus. You can see at the other person that is coming towards you or yelling at you or whatever is happening. You can be with a surplus. You can hear what they're actually saying without involving you and mixing yourself into it. I think that they are all that. All that is causes and conditions. All that is just a copy paste of your parents. And instead of copying your parents, you can make sure that you meet the needs that are here now. If you need to stretch, stretch. If you need a glass of water, get a glass of water. If you need to go for a walk, go for a walk. Meeting your needs is not taboo. It's common sense. It's common sense. Sitting and not taking care of your teeth because there is no why. That is a delusion that is mind-blowing. You're copy-pasting what you've been told. If you are neglecting yourself today, I bet you that one, if not both of your parents neglected themselves. Neglect only happens because you were taught to do so. So you might think that you are completely stepping away from the way that your parents were in the world. But if you really, really look into it, do you see how much you just copy-paste? The only way for you to be present in this moment and not add a lot of things to it, it is if there is not anything interfering with your experience in this moment. And the only thing that can interfere in this present moment is your thoughts. Now, you have thoughts about everything. Your thoughts is always about something. But if your thoughts are interfering with your experience, you're not here. You're not here in the present moment. So look at your parents, no matter if you like it or not. Look at your parents and make sure that what you see they did towards themselves. Make sure when you see that you take that and you look at yourself. How are you in the world today? What similarities do you have to what they did? And how can you meet a need that you were never taught to meet, but you decide to meet that now? And when you do it, then you do it from that open space of compassion in the present moment. Because yes, you're using your causes and condition. Looking at mom, she never took care of her needs when she needed, to pee. She never went to pee. She was always doing for other people. You see, okay, turn it towards you. How am I doing that right now? Then instead of you now creating, now I have to meet all my needs all the time, it's just the same neglect repeated, but with a different narrative. The story is the same. You need to get back to the present moment. You need to be here right now. In this arising, in this moment, with no thoughts about it, but just in this arising, in this very moment. What is arising? I need to pee. Then you go and pee. I can recommend you to work with the lower three, the first, the second, and the third fetter. That is helping you to see through this very, very thick delusion that we have about the separate self. If there is any reaction, any trauma reaction in your body, you need to work with it. You cannot just bypass it. If you do, that is predictable, and you did that, you are bypassing because you were taught to bypass. Thank you.